I've spent the day calling Linda, but she won't pick up. I did call reception at the night guard job and asked for Linda, but they say that she didn't come in for her latest shift. I am worried. Some of you have asked me to contact the people who work at the warehouse daytime. I did. They say that the mannequins are all kept in the same room in the third building, not spread out at all. These are the mannequins that are apparently the old version, and the company bought newer ones. They store the old ones at the asylum until further decisions have been made. First of all, thank you for all the support and for the suggestions. As I mentioned earlier, I am out, and I have no plans of ever setting foot in there again. Second of all, I have never been a true believer in all things paranormal, but this shit shakes me to my core. I want to tell you about a few more nights and why I quit. Please bear with me, as I'm still sort of shaken up from all this and might remember things differently. Fear can really make a number on your memory. Night 3. At this time, I was sorta spooked. Even before coming to work, maintenance had checked for a draft, but said that there was none. I thought that this was bullshit, of course, but I caved. I came to my office, drank a cup of coffee, ate a snack, and went out for my rounds. Clothing, printers, third building. Jor. Jor was once again standing at the window, looking out towards the road I was walking down. Something was odd though, but I couldn't really say what, as the only light was shining on him came from the street lamps outside. I had a hard time fixating on the details. I entered the third building, checked the bottom floor, then went up to the third that you guys all know about by now. Henrik was showering. Maria was reading the paper upside down. Joaquin was sleeping in another bed, and Ellen was standing in a corner with her face turned towards the wall. Jor was still in the room, looking out. What was odd was that he had been pointing out down towards the road. Goosebumps. I put Jor back with the others, then decided to lay a little trap, so to speak. I put a small piece of paper on Jor's right ear, barely perceivable, so that if anyone moved him, it would fall off. Back to the office, skim Reddit, rest my legs, drink a soda, rest. Second round, clothing, printers, mannequin. I stopped. There wasn't supposed to be a mannequin in the second building at all. This one was standing behind a door that led to one of the old bathrooms. I will admit that once again, almost jumped when I saw the mannequin. I had not seen this one before. It was just standing there as if it was on its way to the bathroom. I named it Pear. I decided to drag Pal to the third building with me. I was getting irritated now. Someone was making sure I had a bad time at work, and I do not appreciate being messed with. Jor stared at us as we dragged our way down the road. Fucker. I carried the surprisingly heavy mannequin up to the stairs and to the third floor. Everyone remained as they had, except for Jor. I put Pear next to where I usually put Jor, then went into the room with the window. Sure enough, Jor was pointing and staring. The piece of paper was still on his ear, and I felt ill. Someone must be watching me. I yelled out that if you don't stop this, I'll call the police. Silence. I went out to the first room. Now, I'm not a coward. However, the sight of every single mannequin having their head turned towards the second room freaked me out. I froze. Then felt anger. I dragged all of the mannequins into a single room, just put them in there, one after the other, then closed the door and locked it. As I left, I remembered that I had forgotten Jor, but I did not feel like going back now. Office, Reddit, coffee. Clothing, printers, third building. Jor was not at the window anymore. I ran towards the third floor, my heavy footsteps echoing in the stairwell. Fuck me sideways. Jor was standing with his hands at the locked door, which was now open. The mannequins were all back in the first room, and all of their heads were turned towards the stairs that I had come from. I ran. You know the feeling you have when you just know someone is looking at you? I had that, times a million. I had never felt such fear. Back at the office, I called Linda, who talked me down a bit. She had seen the mannequins too, but she had chalked it off as someone who had made a prank. She was sure that someone was messing with us, and that if I really wanted to, I should just call the police. I did. They said that they would come, but they arrived a few hours later since this was not a priority. They checked the third building and told me that mannequins were all in one room, staring out a window towards the main building. I was very, very close to quitting that night. I wish I had. Night 4 started well enough, but this time I had geared up. I was carrying an extra flashlight, a pocket knife, rope, a ball of string, and bells. I even brought some flour. I was making damn sure that whoever was messing with me would leave some sort of trace. I started my first round. I did not enjoy seeing a mannequin on the 4th floor of the main building. It was apparently trying out a new outfit. I named him Jante. I closed the door and locked it, then put a little bit of flour in the keyhole. Printers, 2 mannequins, Carl and Axel. They both had their heads on backwards, staring at me as I entered the basement of the 2nd building. I locked the door, applied flour, and left. I felt angry. The 3rd building, they were watching from the windows. I could see a few new faces too. Whoever did this was sick. I entered, clutched my flashlight until my knuckles whitened, then slowly proceeded up the stairs. I was so sure, so damn sure, that they were all staring at me when I walked up to the 3rd building. As I came up the stairs, they were all looking at me, pointing their arms towards me. I stood completely still. The flashlight broke. I heard shuffling sounds. I ran. I almost tripped as I sped down the stairs, terrified, almost trying to outrun my own skin. I ran and never looked back. I knew that they were watching me. As I came to the main building, I stopped to gather my breath. This was insane. How was this person doing this? Ellen sat in my office chair. She was holding my phone, Reddit, in front of her. I wanted to cry. Ellen turned her head. I have never driven so fast in my life. I would probably be without a driver's license if there had been any police around. I got home, used my spare phone, get one friends, it's very useful, and quit at the spot. I said that a family member had died and I couldn't continue even this shift. My manager was a bit irritated, but gave his condolences and hung up. Someone asked why I do not feel safe in my own home now. And this may sound ridiculous, but I swear to you that I am not making this up. 2 weeks after I quit, I had been spending the evening playing board games with my buddies. And as I drove up towards the parking lot, I saw someone waiting outside my apartment door. I thought it was the neighbor who used to forget his keys. It was not. They keep following me. And I don't know what to do. I plan on finding Linda and asking her why she disappeared on me. I'm still at my friend's house, and I have not returned since I saw Ellen outside my apartment. I'll update you as soon as I can. You deserve to know what's happening. Again, thanks for listening. Stay safe.